John, go ahead, please.
Mr. President, you mentioned the coronavirus task force. Yesterday, we're told that there were discussions of winding it down. Maybe by the beginning of June. You tweeted out this morning that it will continue indefinitely. What's the rationale for
Well, it's
continuing?
had great success, and Mike Pence has done a fantastic job. Whether it was on ventilators, when we started, we didn't have ventilators, and we got them built very quickly, and now we're giving them to other countries all over the world that are desperate for ventilators. There's been no person in this whole country, in our whole country, that hasn't had a ventilator if they needed it. You probably saw that. Remember, at the beginning, it was really tough.
It was.
And we got them built so fast. It was really an incredible mobilization. Not since World War II has anything happened with not only ventilators, but everything else. Testing is doing really well. And the task force has done a great job. And I had a meeting yesterday. I had a meeting this morning. Probably even more importantly, and so we'll be leaving the task force indefinitely. We'll see, at a certain point that'll end like things end, but we'll be adding some people to the task force, and there'll be more in the neighborhood probably of opening our country up, because our country has to get open again, and the people want it to be open, but we have to open it up safely. So we'll be adding 2 or 3 additional members to the task force. There may be 1 or 2 that will be less involved, that were more involved with the original formation of the ventilator and the ventilator systems, but if they want to stay, they can, because they really did a fantastic job. So at a certain point, we won't need the task force, but we're going to leave that. We're going to add a couple of people to it, and that will, again, be for the opening of our country. We're opening, if you think about it, we're opening our country again. We had the most successful economy in history for any country anywhere in the world. And then they came, I was sitting right here, and they said, "Sir, we're going to have to close it." I said, "Close what?" Basically, we're going to have to close our country. And just like you said I said, is it important that they not be together? It's not a question, right? It's not a question. You can't have the family together. It's so sad. So anyway, we did something that we did the right move. We saved millions of lives by doing what we did, but it's unbelievably tough for a country. And most countries throughout the world did something similar. But this affected 182 or 184 countries, and it's a very sad thing, very sad thing. So we're keeping the task force for a period of time. I look forward to when we can close the task force, because then the job will be essentially, hopefully, over, Mike, right? And you've done a fantastic job.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Could you explain the change between what you said yesterday about winding down the task force and now saying you're going to keep it? Because it is different from what you said yesterday.
Well, I guess if you think we're always winding it down, but it's a question of what the end point it is. But I think it is a change a little bit. I thought we could wind it down sooner, but I had no idea how popular the task force is until actually yesterday. When I started talking about winding it down, I'd get calls from very respected people saying, "I think it would be better to keep it going. It's done such a good job." It's a respected task force. It's I knew it myself. I didn't know whether or not it was appreciated by the public, but it is appreciated by the public. When you look at the job we've done on everything, on supplies, on everything, the gowns, the gloves, the masks. You saw yesterday the mask. We were at a factory yesterday, a great company, Honeywell. And in a period of 4 days, they took a big factory, essentially 4 days, a little longer, 2 weeks, but it was really most of the work done in 4 days. They took a big plant that did other things, and they converted it into masks. You have to see, it's actually a complicated process, but they have unbelievable equipment, and they're doing millions of masks out of this factory, and that took place so quickly. And that was all because of the task force. I mean, all of this happened because of the people working within the administration. And something I didn't know, Mike, they take different layers of material and compress it, put it together, because one layer is good for something, one layer is good for something else, one layer is good for very tiny particles. I mean, it's really, you think of it as a mask, they make a very good mask. This is really something that's very special. So the task force will be around until we feel it's not necessary. But I will say that I learned yesterday, even after I spoke, Jeff, that the task force is something you knew. It's very respected. People said we should keep it going. So let's keep it going, and so we'll be doing that, but we'll be adding some people to it, actually.